We have the MMORPG tier list 2026, over 100 MMOs by Lazy Peon. Now, this is every single MMO that's currently playable, and my boy Lazy Peon over here decided to go ahead and make a tier list. Now, am I gonna agree with a lot of this? Probably not. But I am genuinely curious to see what this man is cooking, so let's just dive right into the video, shall we?
It's been a few years since I last did an MMO tier list, but this tier list is not an objective one. This list is based purely on my own preferences and opinions with MMOs, because over the years I've learned that you cannot
Where do you think WoW sits? S tier. You can hate it or you can love it. WoW sits at S tier. There is not a better MMO than World of Warcraft. Certain MMOs do other things better than WoW, but there is not a better MMO than WoW, retail or classic, on the market. That's the worst part about the MMO scene, is that it's been 20 years. And the best MMO is WoW, and the second best MMO is WoW re-released. Do you know how fucking cooked that shit is? That's the state of the MMO market, where we are 20 years in. That one of the most hyped MMOs is Classic Plus, which is WoW re-released 2. And one of the most popular MMOs that has more players than a lot of actually fully released MMOs is Turtle WoW, a private server of World of Warcraft. The MMO scene is absolutely goddamn cooked. That's all I'm saying. But let's keep on with the list.
Please everyone. In the past, I've experimented with things like having my viewers vote on which tier a game should go in. Wasn't received very well. We've tried scientifically assigning scores to games based on criteria that you may or may not care about. And in the end, it's all just very boring and usually just results in the most popular MMOs being placed at the top, regardless of their issues. So let's add some emotion back into this year's tier list. I feel like you'd rather me do that than just use AI to make some kind of scoring system to create something that tries to please everyone but ends up being predictable and boring. I might actually do that towards the end of this video though, out of sheer curiosity. Could be fun. The way we're going to do this is I'm going to be rating these games based on how I feel about them overall. So S tier, overwhelmingly positive. A tier, very positive. B tier, positive. C tier, mixed.
Muted. I'm sorry. Okay, chat. I'm sorry. Right off the rip, Ashes of Creation goes into C tier. Not because it's bad, but because it did not live up to the hype. It's honestly kind of mediocre, but I didn't hate anything about it. I just didn't love anything about it. I went into Ashes of Creation, and at the end of the day, I just thought to myself, nice, and I moved on. So that's gonna go there right off the rip. But let's keep the video going.
D tier, negative. F tier, overwhelmingly negative. Then we have the not played / before my time tier, games that I pretty much missed out on or can't remember playing enough of to rate them. And then we have the upcoming MMOs in the near future tier, basically just a nice visual for you guys to see what games should be coming in 2026 and hopefully rated on next year's tier list.
The fact that it's 2026 is one of the two most the two most exciting MMOs in 2026 is Midnight WoW and the Classic Plus announcement at BlizzCon. God damn, man. At least Guild Wars 3 is hype, but that's not coming in 2026. What is coming out in 2026? You have Midnight WoW. You have Chrono Odyssey. Is there any other MMOs coming out in 2026 right off the rip that I can think of? Everything else is way further into the future, like the Ride MMO and etc. But it's I don't think there is that many MMOs to be hyped about in 2026.
Before we begin, let's talk about the things that I like and dislike about MMOs so you can understand my preferences and bias. I love the feeling of permanent progression and hate feeling like my progress is reset if I stop playing for a few months.
That's gonna make him put WoW in Ao's B tier, cause retail WoW is very much every season your shit resets or you lose your progress.
I enjoy MMOs with a good mix of both PvP and PvE.
Final Fantasy 14 B or C tier based off of that, because there is no PvP in Final Fantasy 14.
I enjoy collection and working towards completionism. I really dislike linear story-driven MSQs in MMOs. I prefer self-contained small stories that give context to the world rather than a focus on main characters. And I don't like my character being the chosen one. I prefer that feeling of being an adventurer in an MMO. I enjoy both tab target and action combat so long as the abilities and movement feel fluid. I can't really say one or the other is better because a good tab target system is better than a bad action combat system, and the same can be said vice versa. I prefer fantasy over sci-fi. I really don't like sci-fi MMOs. I don't know why, it's just a preference. I prefer third-person MMOs where you can see your character. I dislike MMOs with too many dailies where it starts to feel like a job. And when it comes to theme park MMOs versus sandbox MMOs, I like the middle ground, which is known as Sand Park or Curated Sandbox. MMOs that are designed with plenty of curated content, but also a lot of player-driven stuff too. With all that said, let's jump into the tier list. But first, if I was to make a tier list of action RPG co-op games, then today's sponsor Warframe would certainly be in the top tier. So what is Warframe?
We got chat.
Warframe
so I'm going to let the Warframe sponsor play right there in the video, and I'm going to talk about his list as well. So for me, Ideal MMO. Ideal MMO is a game that has forever content, right? I don't mind losing a bit of progress if I miss out on a month or two. So for example, I don't play the AQ phase in Classic, but I come back for the Nax phase. I'm cool with having to run AQ 20s or pug a couple AQ 40s later on to catch up and be a bit more geared and prepared for Nax Ramus. I don't like retail system of, if I play one season and I skip season 2 and I come back for season 3, I have nothing carried over. Because season 1 gear is so far out of season 3 or season 4 gear, that's not even worth it. So, I also don't like MMOs where every 6 months or 12 months, everything is completely gone. Retail at least has some carryover, right? Between your skill level, your thing. They don't really do massive class balancing overall throughout the thing. I'm not the biggest fan of bad storytelling. I love world building and the story and the character. So if the world building is terrible, I just disconnect. At the same time, I don't want an ARR situation like Final Fantasy XIV where the story takes 60 hours of reading to get through, or like 120 hours back in the day. I think a good story is important, but the story has to be told in a good way as well. So for example, Retail WoW, the storytelling looks good, looks clean, but it's absolutely atrocious. And you have to get all the key parts of the storytelling from books or outside media. Whereas Classic WoW has full sandbox storytelling, and there is no overarching story, and that's good. But I want a story that is good, that is consistent and clean, that has a shit ton of open world storytelling alongside. Like Star Wars Old Republic is peak storytelling for me. If I could get a game built like Classic, with Star Wars Old Republic storytelling, with forever progressing gameplay like Guild Wars 2, but your gear gets like 10-15% better each new tier, I think that would be a dream MMO come true. But that's a lot of big moving parts for an MMO to pull off smoothly, right? I would also prefer some like either ESO or Guild Wars 2 style mega PvP modes. I love the idea of OG Alterac Valley, forever lasting day-long PvP grind fest between Castle Siege and things like that. So I think all that together could be really cool. But let's just get on with the video.
So let's begin. We've got over 100 MMOs to go through here, so I'll try and keep this concise. Neverwinter. For me, that's a solid C tier MMO.
Neverwinter is C tier for me because I played it, the story was good, the game was decent, but I cannot recall a single thing from the Neverwinter MMO. I don't have any bad memories, I just don't have any memories. It didn't leave a lasting impact in a way that made, like, for example, Baldur's Gate 1 or 2, or Baldur's Gate 3, or Divinity 1 and 2. It didn't have the D&D-esque storytelling that makes me remember or recall story or plot points. I just don't remember shit. I remember Icewind Dale, I remember all the other RPGs, and Neverwinter was meant to be a continuation of the storytelling. Even D&D Online, I remember the story beats from. Neverwinter just fell flat to me as an MMO. It's not a bad MMO though.
Pretty fun game at times, but not something that I would play. Foxhole, never played
I have never heard of Foxhole before in my life. What the hell is a Foxhole?
Foxhole, I tried to play it before, and I think I got distracted during...
This looks like a mobile game. I don't want to be rude, but Foxhole looks like a mobile game. Genuinely looks like nothing I'm even remotely interested in. I don't want to even say it's a bad game, but it looks like a mobile game.
The tutorial, so no comment on this one. Estelia Online, it's a solid D tier.
I was going to play this, and then IRL got on the way and I didn't play it. And effectively, IRL saved me from a mid-shit experience. That's the right definition, a mid-shit experience. Not terrible enough to be a bad game, but not good enough to be a good game. It's a mid-game with more shit than good. So Estelia was a mid-shit game for me personally. There's a lot of reasons why, but this video, he has a 27-minute video. I've already had a 10-minute reaction so far, so I'm just gonna move on to the next MMO at this point.
One for me. It's not the worst MMO I've played, but certainly not very memorable. Didn't really enjoy my time with it. Gloria Victus. This one actually...
Before I put the Gloria Victus is like nostalgia and memory-wise B tier. Actual game-wise, I would put it in C or D. I don't know off memory where I'd put it because I played it a long time ago. I would say C because memory-wise, the nostalgia I have from the game is so good. But I don't think it's a good MMO.
Shut down, but it's coming back. I think the developers sold the rights to some publisher. And I think overall I feel mixed about this game. It has some good things, it has some bad things. From memory, I enjoyed the large open world, the crafting, and it being like a realistic medieval MMO. World of Warcraft Classic, that's going in.
Okay. Classic WoW 2019 S tier. Classic WoW Anniversary B tier. And I'll explain why. Holy fuck, the community. The goddamn community. So I would put 2019 in S tier. Vanilla in S tier. I would put 2025 in B tier. I would put Sword in A tier. I would put Som in C tier. I would put Hardcore in AB, like in between AB. I would put Ultra Hardcore in F tier. Am I missing anything? TBC, definitely A tier. Wrath, A tier. Cataclysm into C tier. Mop into D tier. Yeah, I would leave all the classic. Of course, retail would be not for me, but it's an S tier game overall. But for me, retail's like in between A and B.
The A tier, purely because out of every MMO on this list, I feel like this has the most memorable leveling experience where it feels like the game is about the journey rather than the destination. And that's what I love about WoW Classic. Not many MMOs have been able to replicate that feeling. Easy A tier for me. World of Warcraft Retail. I wouldn't say I feel very positive about it because the game's only as big as the latest content update. However, it does have some of the best tab targeting in the MMO genre. It's like so polished and like it feels super responsive to play. I do like that they're adding the player housing update, so I'm excited to revisit the game for that. I'm going to say positive overall. Mabinogi, I've heard it's like an...
So Mabinogi is a hilarious game because technically it's a good game. I'm going to rate this solely off of nostalgia, B tier. Solely off of memory and nostalgia, it's going into B tier. Would I actually say it's a B tier game? At launch? Yes. I haven't played it in a long time. I don't know where it's at right now.
Anime RuneScape, but I've never played it. Sword of Justice Global, this one released recently.
I never played it.
It's like mixed reviews on Steam, but I haven't had the chance to play it yet. This next one is World of Warcraft private servers. I'm using...
Okay, Turtle WoW. Yeah, I'd put Turtle WoW in B/A. It's got a lot of really cool system. It's ideal class, but the only reason I'm not rating it S tier is because it's a private server. If it was official WoW, T-WoW would be S tier. It does a lot of things correctly. It's a very phenomenal game mode and server. I love the new content, the focus on the journey, the new zones, the storytelling. Oh, the storytelling is phenomenal. So I'm going to leave it there.
The Turtle WoW icon. I'm going to put this as positive overall because some of these private servers are offering like a classic plus.
The client is dog shit, but the overall game is good. Like things like Ascension are like C tier or D tier. There are a lot of really shitty servers as well. There are some good, some bad, some mid. There's a lot of private servers, so it's kind of like dependent on which one you're talking about specifically.
Experience, which I think is really cool. I wish I could cover it more on the channel, but I don't want to get in trouble with Blizzard. Don't want to get sued, obviously. Worm Online, Sandbox MMORPG, another one that I haven't played. The Secret World, I'm going to put this in mixed because
Secret World was a good game at launch. It was a smooth game. It felt fun. But like the same thing that happened to Wilds happened to Secret World, the content it had wasn't enough to sustain the player base that came to it. And it was too mid to survive the onslaught of all the WoW players looking for a new home. So I have fond memories of Secret World, but it's definitely like a C tier or a D tier game.
for its time, this game had really good questing and storytelling, and also tried to do things a little bit differently. Things I like about it, things I dislike about it, mixed overall. Blue Protocol Star Resonance played this.
So, I actually played this, and I would put this game in A tier if it wasn't pay to win. I went into this expecting to make fun of it and meme it and like dog on the game. The combat was really fun. I actually really enjoyed the combat of Blue Protocol. But like, I'm also not the biggest fan of anime aesthetic, so that also knocks points off it for me. So overall, I'm gonna put this game in C/D. Not a bad game, not a good game. It has a lot of good things, but like the anime Eastern pay-to-win systems, the gacha mechanics, and all the things that are built into it for the swiping take off so many points from it. If it had no pay-to-win at all, no gacha mechanics, just the smooth combat and the gameplay, I think it could be very high rating. But because it has so much like pay-to-win monetization, I literally can't rate it higher than a C tier.
This one fairly recently. I'm going to say mixed overall. I like the combat in this game and I like the anime graphics, but the game's just kind of quite limited in scope for me. Like quite a small world, heavily instanced, lots of daily stuff. Let's find one for the F tier. Probably League of...
Well, yeah, I mean, like, if they focused more on the good and less on the bad, it could be an A tier game, Nugish. The issue is, it's like every Eastern game. It's the gacha, the swiping, the monetization, the limitation on the game and the overall scope, because they're focusing on the monetization of it. And if they had focused less on monetization and more on the game, and the game also went through like development hell, took 9 years to develop and release, there was a lot of issues wrong with it. So them putting that in C tier is definitely like valid. I wish it could be higher, but it's definitely a C tier game. League of Angels, I haven't played it, so I don't know.
That's probably rank 1 worst MMO that I've ever played. Made a video on it a few years ago. Absolutely hilarious. Core Punk, I'm going to put this as mixed.
Core Punk's another game I wish was good, but it is plagued by so many issues that it's neither good nor bad. I got offered to play this game to be sent me a free key, and I never really finished that out. And I never really set everything up for that. I don't think this is a bad game. I don't think it's a good game. I think overall it could get a lot of work done, but I think it's going to die before they get the funding to really finish the game and make it come out in like a really solid manner.
I need to revisit Core Punk. The last time I played it, there were some things I liked, some things I disliked, but it's had a lot of updates since then. Let's hope it's better. Albion Online, I'd say I feel positive about this game overall.
Albion for me is C, because it's so heavily focused on PvP, at least when I played it back in the day, that I can't fully recommend the game. I don't think it's a bad game. I think overall it's a decent game. Overall it's a fun game. But like the hyper focus on PvP would knock it to a C tier for me.
Solid B tier, pretty fun game to revisit every now and again, but not something I play regularly in my spare time. RuneScape 3, despite its issues,
RuneScape 3 is B tier. Old school RuneScape is, for me, if we're basing this off of me and not just popular opinion, I would say old school RuneScape and RuneScape 3 are the C tier, because they're just not for me. I don't think they're bad games. So, being objective, I think old school RuneScape is an S tier game alongside classic WoW. But I think because it's not my kind of game, I'll put it in C because it's mixed for me. But overall, just being objective, it's definitely an S tier game. RuneScape 3, I think, is like a B tier game regardless, C or B tier. I don't think you can really put it lower than that, even if you hate it.
I also lean positive with this game because I just love the whole RuneScape skill system, and RuneScape 3 questing is really good. Wakfu, another MMO that I've never played, and Dofus. Both of these are French MMOs, never played them, but I've had a lot of people ask me to cover Dofus because apparently it had a big update and they modernized the game. So maybe I'll try out Dofus in 2026. Aeon 2, we're going to put that as upcoming MMO.
Aeon 2, will it be pay to win? I would actually bet money that Aeon 2 is going to be a very pay to win, very heavily pay to win game. So I'm going to leave that in. I think it's going to come out D tier, D or F tier.
In 2026. The game is currently available to play in Taiwan. However, I haven't gotten around to playing it just yet as of making this video. Embers Adrift, I like what they were trying to do with this.
Embers Adrift is like a modern take on Classic, and it just didn't land well. I would put it in C tier instead of D tier. I think the game could do a lot of things better, but it just missed the mark on a lot of systems and a lot of gameplay elements that him putting it in D tier is like, it's not an incorrect placement. For me, I would say C tier because I really wish there was better, but D tier does make sense.
This game by making like a pure co-op MMO, but the combat's really bad, so definitely a negative. Night Online, very popular Turkish MMO.
The Night Online and the Metin 2 fucking game. Holy fuck. Yeah, Dog Water. F tier. Nostalgia, A tier. But actual gameplay? No.
But I've never played it. Runes of Magic. This is the WoW clone that everyone would play if they couldn't afford the World of Warcraft subscription back in the day. Good memories with this one, so I'll put it in C tier. Guild Wars 2, it kind of...
A tier for Guild Wars 2, but it's Guild Wars 2. There's not much I can really say about Guild Wars 2. It's an amazing game, but there is no progression. I've been max gear since 2013. It's almost 2026. I mean, like, it's a good game. There's nothing bad about it. But we need a Guild Wars 3 already at this point.
Ticks all of the boxes for things that I like in an MMO. It's got a mix of both PvP and PvE content. I specifically love the world versus world. I love that I can...
In regards to overall player count, I would even say S tier.
Take a break from the game and return to it at any point. The business model's not too bad. It's just got something for everyone. Probably the best horizontal progression MMO, and it also pioneered the hybrid combat system where it like mixed action and tab. Yeah, Guild Wars 2 is definitely like solid A tier, very positive. The thing I love about Guild Wars 2 is it's such an easy MMO to return to, and I hope they take a similar approach to design with Guild Wars 3. I pray it doesn't get cancelled. Elder Scrolls Online, I'm not a huge Elder Scrolls.
For me, A tier, but for a lot of people I could see it going in B, C, or S, but I would put Elder Scrolls Online on A tier. I really love the game. I love the launch. I love a lot of the expansions. I haven't played recently, but it's a phenomenal game.
It was fun, but overall I would say that I lean positive with this game. Nice mix of PvP and PvE. Combat feels relatively fun. I have to put Terra in positive, even though it's shut down now.
At its launch, Terra was definitely a solid game between B and C. It was never a great game, but it was never a bad game. It shut down for a reason at the end of the day.
It pioneered action combat for the MMO genre, so I'm going to put Terra in B. Arcade, this MMO is actually...
Arcade would have been S tier if it didn't end up being such a dog shit game. Arcade had so much hype and potential, and it fell so fucking... It's like Ashes of Creation. I'm putting Arcade at C or D because it ruined... I had so many expectations for this game.
Shut down.
The memories
now,
are amazing.
However, you can still play it on the Arc Rage private server. Overall, I'm going to put Arcade in positive because of the impact it had with it pioneering naval content in the MMO genre. Definitely the best naval content anyone has ever made. And I think Ashes of Creation is taking heavy inspiration from that, which is why I'm also putting Ashes of Creation in B tier. Overall, I feel positive about Ashes of Creation. This game's coming to Steam in like 1 week as of making this video. Arguably coming to Steam a little bit early. Probably way too early. Probably going to get review bombs. But I like the combat in Ashes of Creation. I like what they're going for in terms of design. The game's just not finished yet. But when it does get finished, I'm hoping this could move up to A tier or even S tier.
It's just a mid game. It's not bad, it's not good. Ashes of Creation is genuinely flat there, right in the middle. There's nothing bad, there's nothing good. Ashes of Creation is the most mediocre game I've played recently. I can't flame the game for being bad. I can't praise the game for being good. It's not on retail's tier. It's not near Guild Wars or Elder Scrolls Online or any of that. It's a C tier game at best. Honestly, even putting it in D tier is fair. Being on B tier, genuinely a cracked out opinion. I completely disagree.
Tier. But for now, in its current state, I'm going to say overall I lean positive with Ashes of Creation as well. Dracantos 2D MMO with a charming pixel art style. The last time I played it, I had mixed first impressions from memory, but I think it has been improved since then. Dungeons and Dragons Online, always an MMO that I've enjoyed revisiting over the years. I really like the
Dungeons and Dragons Online is C tier. I really like this game. The storytelling is good. Better than Neverwinter, but like not really a good game itself. It's very old. It's showing its age. That's the issue. The story is phenomenal, but it's showing its age.
Dungeons in this one and the puzzles and stuff, but it's a bit old now. So I think C tier is fair. Throne and Liberty, I'm going to have to put...
I would have put Throne and Liberty in A if... It's the Eastern MMO issue. They don't translate well to the Western audiences because of how they built the game for their own culture and communities. They're very pay-to-win culturally, because that's how the players love playing those games. And when you build the game around those systems, you can't translate those systems to Western audiences very well. It doesn't do as well. So for me, it's like a C tier game, because the combat was phenomenal and really fun, but it was not a good game.
This in positive because I was really impressed by the scale of the massively multiplayer aspect in this game. The world was absolutely stunning and had some really cool features like the giant floating sky whale and things like that. Game definitely has a lot of problems and things I don't like about it, but overall I'd say lean positive. Aeon I'm going to put in C tier. I don't mind revisiting
Aeon,
this game. I
C-tier
played Aeon Classic not too long ago.
I actually enjoyed the combat quite a lot in Yugush. I wouldn't say it's the most amazing combat in an MMO ever, but I thought it was fun. I thought the ability to transition between different forms and like aspects so smoothly was actually interesting. I do think Throne and Liberty is like a C tier game, but you know, I could see why some people would prefer to put it in B tier. Not for me though.
Quite a nice game, but a bit old now. The Quinfall, I'm going to put that as...
I was going to play Quinfall. I saw some reviews, left it in my never played. I don't think it's a bad... I do think it's a bad game.
D tier. It's got a lot of features and it's a super ambitious MMO for like such a small dev team, but I think it has some issues with like anti-cheat and game integrity, so I wouldn't really want to invest any time into it. Raiders, one of the first action combat MMOs, pretty good combat, still holds up relatively well today, basically Terror before Terror. Solid C tier.
Never played it.
Where Winds Meet, I've been playing the crap out of this game recently.
I got a sponsorship for this that I got to play pretty soon, so I want to be playing Where Winds Meet for the first time either today or tomorrow. So I'm really excited to share my review on that when I get to it.
Overall,
everyone's been praising the shit out of it.
But if we was to judge it purely on the multiplayer elements, I'm going to say, yeah, positive overall. Revelation Online, that's going to be a negative for me.
I think I played that.
Bad, but it was a very forgettable, boring experience.
Yeah, no, I played this. I had to remember if I played it because it's not a good game. It's a game. It's an MMO. It's an MMO of all time. It's not one of the greatest or worst MMOs of all time. It's just an MMO of all time.
Ethereal Echoes of Yore, played this earlier this year. I'm going to put this as mixed overall. Apogia, spiritual successor to Tibia. I had a positive experience with this one the last time I played it.
This man's just pulling out names like, have you played Bloof? Man, Bloof was so good. I also really enjoyed Splorgablog. Man, Splorgablog was real good. It's an inspiration from Bagajan. And if you did like Bagajan, you'll like Efrorpov. Like, what are these names, man? I've never heard of this game.
Very nice, charming indie MMO, Apogia. Looking forward to the full release. Tree of Savior. It's been a long time since I played.
I played this one, and I regret playing that one. I have nothing positive to say about Tree of Savior. I don't have anything negative. I just, fuck, D. I put that shit in D tier. But no, some of these names, like, look at this shit. Man's got fucking Ethereal, Apogia. He's got Dofus and Wakfu. Like, what are these names? Where is he pulling this shit out from?
This one, so I might be remembering it wrong, but I remember liking the art style and finding it quite charming.
Yeah, you hit endgame on Klompa, it was sick. Dude, I remember raiding in Boof Boof really hard. The raids were really hard. Boof Boof failed because the raids were too hard. But the PvP in Pishdown, top tier.
Heavily inspired by Ragnarok Online from what I can remember. Lineage 2, I have played Lineage 2.
Lineage 2 is before my time. I played it, but it's before my time. I don't want to say it's a bad game because Lineage 2 set the standard for a lot of PvP MMOs. So I would have to put Lineage 2 at S tier based off cultural impact. But based off my playtime, I have no fucking clue. I think Lineage 2 is like never played / before my time.
But I don't feel like I've played enough to have an opinion on the game. I can't really remember my time with it either. Same with Lineage 1. I've never played Lineage 1, even though massively successful game in Korea. So that's going in the never played tier. As is Nin Online. I discovered this game recently when looking up indie MMOs. Nin Online looks really fun. People were very positive about this game.
Meanwhile, someone in Uganda is wondering how Evan suddenly became fluent in Swahili. Because I'm just saying random words, I got you.
But I haven't gotten around to playing it yet. Lost Ark, I'm going to say positive.
Lost Ark, I actually had so much fun playing Lost Ark, but genuinely, I was disappointed by Lost Ark with how pay to win I got. At a certain point, I could not progress anymore without either obscene playtime or swiping. Because of that, Lost Ark goes down to C/D tier, but in terms of the actual gameplay, I would have put it at A tier. Like, if I could actually have kept playing Lost Ark, I would have. I actually enjoyed Lost Ark that much. But I gotta be real, way too pay to win. Way too pay to win.
Overall, purely because the combat system is arguably best in genre when it comes to top-down MMOs. I was absolutely obsessed with Lost Ark when it first came out, but I stopped playing because it started to feel like a job with the daily stuff. Maybe they've changed that, so I want to revisit Lost Ark in 2026. Old school RuneScape, straight in the S tier.
Yeah.
This is my main MMO. I've put over 120 days of playtime into this in the last year and a half. If you was to ask me what MMO is still going to be here going strong 10 years from now, old school RuneScape would be my first answer. The game's just designed in a way that you can play it as a forever MMO. You're just never going to run out of things to do. Ragnarok Online 1, another classic MMO that I've never played, even though it has a lot of cultural significance.
I think Ragnarok Online would be A tier for cultural impact, but I have not played it, so I can't actually like verify that ranking. Like, I don't want to sit there and say, oh yeah, Ragnarok Online, it was amazing, culturally defining, but like, I haven't played it. So I think on cultural impact, S tier. I think in actual gameplay, maybe C tier. I don't know, I haven't played it, so into my never played category.
It's massively popular in countries like the Philippines. And that leads me to Ragnarok Online 3, which is an upcoming MMO in 2026. So I'm going to play Ragnarok Online 1 next year before Ragnarok 3 comes out, just so I have some reference. WildStar.
WildStar is S tier, but I know it's dog shit. You guys don't have to come at me in the comments. I know WildStar is a dog shit game, but it goes in S tier because holy fuck, I wish that game made it. I wish WildStar didn't flop and fail. I had so much fun playing WildStar, you guys have no idea. WildStar was genuinely such an insanely fun game to me. I know realistically it's a D tier game. I know it's a D tier game for the average players. Like, the average player would put it in D tier. For me, S tier. Don't come at me. I know. Don't come at me. S tier game for me. I know it doesn't belong to everybody else, but for me, it goes into S tier.
Rest in peace, WildStar. This one left us way too early. But if WildStar was still around today, and if there was a private server for it, I'd put it in B tier. I feel positive about WildStar.
If there was a WildStar private server, I would have a second channel making WildStar content. If somebody ever makes a WildStar private server that works and I can actually play it, I would have a WildStar private server, like a channel, and I would be playing the shit out of WildStar on my free time and my off time. That's how much I liked WildStar. I know it's not for everybody, but for me, WildStar is fucking goated.
Overall, EVE Online massively successful.
EVE Online. We have to be realistic. EVE Online is an S tier game for autistic XL enjoyers. If you love XL, if you have autism, EVE Online hits an itch. It's an S tier. For everybody else, into fucking D tier you go. I've got like 200 hours in EVE Online and I hated every fucking minute of that game. There's efficiency metrics on how you should raid and gank people and how you should steal their shit and how you can make money. I was in a goddamn mining conglomerate and I got yelled at, and I think it was TeamSpeak, for not mining enough fucking ore in my allotted time frame. I'm a kid over here going, I'm sorry, officer, I tried, but I got to run away because I was getting ganked, officer, I'm so sorry. They didn't give a shit. These men were fucking, these autistic Excel spreadsheet fucking nerds, I swear to God. You know, F tier, I'm putting EVE-Online in F tier. The memories are horrible.
Sandbox MMO.
I don't have any good memories of this game.
Game that has so many legendary stories that have come out of it. For me though, I'm going to put it as mixed because I don't really like sci-fi games and I don't like games where you just play as a vehicle. I respect EVE-Online, it's just not for me. Dragon's Dogma Online. This is an MMO that I couldn't...
I forgot to see if they even made Dragon's Dogma Online. D tier. D tier game. That's an easy D tier.
Not believe never came to the West.
EVE-Online touched me in a bad way.
This was really fun. I remember playing it many years ago, like the private server, and you can still play it to this day. Just baffled why they never brought it to the West, but I remember having a positive experience with it. Project Gorgon, I remember having mixed first impressions of this game. I think it had really bad graphics, but it had...
It's been a while. This was an interesting game. I would put Gorgon Online in like the D tier, heck, maybe even the E tier category. Like, it was fun for what I did, but it definitely wasn't a good game by any means or any metric.
Quite a lot of good RPG and old school MMO design. I'm just going to put that in mixed from memory. Lord of the Rings Online, I'd say I feel positive about this game.
B tier, amazing storytelling. Graphics, ass. Gameplay and like actual combat, dog shit. But the story is so good, easy B/A tier game. The story alone was that goddamn good.
Overall, I love the Lord of the Rings IP.
This is a 37-minute react, and I'm only 50 minutes into the video, so I'm gonna talk a bit less. I'm gonna give every upcoming game, I'm gonna give it I'm gonna give a 5-10 second, like, this goes here, this is why, and move on, so we can actually get through this react.
Yeah, good classic MMO. Bless Unleashed.
Fucking F tier, dog shit game. I have never played a game as bad as Bless Unleashed. Any of the Bless games, genuine trauma, horrible game. Everyone involved should be fired.
I'm gonna say negative. It's not League of Angels tier, but it's definitely D tier. Hordes.io. This is a browser MMO that you can literally boot up in like 5 seconds and be in the game. I remember having a good amount of fun with this a few years ago. I'll put it as mixed. Metin 2, I'm gonna say negative.
Turkish MMO, dog shit. I had a lot of time playing it in internet cafes in Turkey as a young kid. Terrible fucking game. Good nostalgic memories. Not a good game whatsoever.
Negative. I didn't really enjoy my time with this one. Vindictus, I'm going to put this as mixed.
Vindictus, C tier, I agree with that. Great combat, really cool. Nice characters, if you know what I mean. Very mid-game overall.
The MMO elements are quite limited, but the combat in this game is fantastic. This is a sad one, New World.
New World, S tier. They finally fixed the game and then they rug pulled us. Fuck Amazon. Terrible company. I hate you, Amazon. You're a shitty corporation. Destroy yourself.
Getting shut down at the end of 2026. I would have been tempted to maybe put it in A tier. It was one of my favorite MMOs. I'm going to put it in, like, it would be like a high B tier. I absolutely loved the crafting and gathering in this game, as well as the world and the visuals. Yeah, AGS did you dirty, New World. Let's hope that Chrono Odyssey can fill the New World void.
Chrono Odyssey is Jay Oddity's upcoming big dream. I don't know if it's gonna be good. I think there's a chance Chrono Odyssey is a good game, but like in most Eastern MMOs, I'm gonna preemptively place it in D or C tier.
In 2026. If I was to rate Chrono Odyssey based on what I played for the beta earlier this year, I'd put it as mixed, but thankfully the devs are taking all the player feedback and doing a massive overhaul, so we'll put Chrono Odyssey as upcoming MMO 2026. I think Chrono Odyssey has the potential to have better combat than what New World had. Another one upcoming in 2026, Arcade Chronicles.
I think Arcade Chronicles could be really good. The original Arcade was phenomenal. I don't really have much trust in the corporation buying Arcade. I'm going to leave it at that.
I don't think it's going to be as massively multiplayer as the original Arcade, so I have tempered expectations for this one. Regardless, it's one I'm definitely going to play. Warborn Above Ashes, I did not like this MMO. I tried to make a video on this for the full release. It was too boring that I cancelled the full release video. Just don't like this game. You just run around trying to find a fight. Can't really think of a reason to play Warborn over Dota 2, to be honest. Terroristland, negative overall.
Terroristland is Chinese WoW by Tencent. It's not a good game. That's legit the feedback. It's just not a good game. It's not a bad game. It's just not a good game.
If you was to rate Terroristland based purely on being like a cross-platform mobile PC MMO, as a mobile MMO, it'd probably be like a B tier if it was on a mobile MMO list. But for a PC MMO, definitely negative, and I think it's been shut down or shutting down soon. Echo of Soul, I played this a few times. Definitely one for the F tier, not very good. Ship of Heroes, recently released, barely playable. I can't believe it even made it on Steam.
I saw this on Steam. The fact that this MMO launched is a travesty. This is dog shit MMO, that name. Like, the name of this game shouldn't be Ship of Heroes. The name of this MMO should be dog shit MMO. Pay me $40 so you can fucking hate your life. Play ass simulator. This is literally called booty cheek simulator. Sniff poo simulator. Legit garbage simulator. Like, honestly, so many bad names for this.
Definitely an F tier MMO. Mortal Online 2 hardcore sandbox MMO. I'm going to say I
tier or D
tier towards this game. I quite
tier.
Enjoyed some aspects of it when I covered it last year. But since changing to a subscription model, I'm not sure it has enough players playing the game to support such a massive world.
Meanwhile...
Oh my god, my throat is cooked. There's so many MMOs that I'm losing my voice. Final Fantasy XIV. A lot of Tierlist...
Final Fantasy XIV belongs in S tier solely because of what it's done. For me personally, it's a very high B, very low A. I would put Final Fantasy XIV in like in between A and B. I think it could go into any category between S and B depending on the person you ask. Some people could say it's C because of the lack of PvP or the very terrible PvP. So if you're a PvP MMO gamer, it has no PvP. But aside from that, overall, a rather good product. Phenomenal storytelling. Shows you how to do storytelling in MMO in terms of quality. But ARRs, like, they had to rework that shit so many times.
Are going to be putting this in S tier and A tier, but for me personally, it's not really for me. I like a lot of things about the game, like the business model and the end game raiding, which seems pretty good. But I'd rather play WoW over Final Fantasy XIV personally. But I feel positive about the game overall, I'd say. Just, it's not really for me. PAX Day. I played this recently and...
PAX Day, low B, high C, has potential, but failed to actually utilize and realize what it could be. Not necessarily a bad game, but the good parts of it do not make up for the bad parts of it. So it's barely a positive.
As far as building goes, it's probably got the best building in the MMO genre, and it has absolutely gorgeous graphics. I actually did continue to play this game after my first impressions because I find it quite relaxing to just like gather and stuff, but there's not really a whole lot to do in this game. I would say that I lean positive with PAX Day overall, and I hope that the game improves with future updates. GTA Online, I've had a lot of fun with this one in the past. Not an MMORPG, but as far as online games go,
decent game.
GTA Online, positive. Red Dead Online, I loved Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm also going to put that as positive, but if you want to ignore that in the tier list, then you can. Star Trek Online, I did not like the combat in this game, and I don't really like sci-fi. I'm going to put that in D tier. Trove, I'm going to put in D tier. Continent of the Ninth, another D tier MMO. I think the combat was okay for its time, but it's pay to win and repetitive. EverQuest 2, another D tier. Wasn't a fan of EverQuest 2. I actually think EverQuest 1 has much more cultural relevance and is probably more popular. So EverQuest 1 I'm going to put as like never played.
So going back, Red Dead Online and GTA Online, good games. Not necessarily bad, but they're very mediocre. And I was listening the whole time. In regards to, if we go back a second, EverQuest. EverQuest is S tier. EverQuest is an S tier MMO. By virtue of what it did for the whole genre. It's like Ultima Online and Dark Age of Camelot and all the OG MMOs. It set the foundation that WoW modernized and everybody copied WoW going onwards. EverQuest being in He said never played before my time. Absolutely. For me, I haven't actually played it myself. Not a bad game whatsoever, but definitely in the before my time. But based on cultural impact, S tier.
My time. I have tried it. However, I haven't played enough of it. But people still play EverQuest Project 1999 today. So that leads me to believe that EverQuest 1 is probably better than EverQuest 2. I think that a lot of people would probably agree.
EverQuest 2 is very mid-game.
With that, that's my vibe from not really playing much EverQuest. Age of Conan, I'm going to put in C tier.
Age of Conan could have been amazing, but it's just genuinely a mid-game. It's a tragedy, but it could have been so much better.
A nice classic MMO. I always have a good time revisiting this one. Blade and Soul Neo, I'm going to put it as mixed because the combat in this game is really good.
Yeah, Blade
I don't really
and
like the
Soul,
instance
combat's
world,
good, but
and I don't like the real
have-
money cash shop.
I don't have many memories from it, positive or negative, so I put in C tier. I played it. It was an MMO.
But the combat's fun. Shroud of the Avatar, the combat sucks, so that's going in D.
Was
Life
a
is
decent
Feudal
game,
MMO.
but D is fair. Life is Feudal could have been good. I played this 6 hours in. I regretted playing it. I could put this in F or E either way.
I cannot think of a single reason to play this game. To be honest, I think the combat. I remember the combat being horrendous, and I remember being bored to tears trying to play this one. F tier. Stars Reach, upcoming MMO 2026.
It looks interesting, but I don't think Stars Reach is gonna work. So I would leave Stars Reach right there. I don't think Stars Reach is a game that's like, whoo, so amazing, so whoop-de-doo, so great. But that's where I'd leave Stars Reach.
By Ralph Costa, looking forward to that one. Ultima Online, I tried this for the first time only a few months ago. I played UO Outlands, and I actually found it to be strangely addictive. It was tickling the RuneScape player in me, so I'd say that I had a positive experience with Ultima Online. After trying it myself, I can understand why people play it in 2025. Scars of Honor, another upcoming MMO for 2026. This one's heavily inspired by World of Warcraft. Skyforge, I've always...
So Scars of Honor I've seen. I think Scars of Honor could be really good. I'm very excited to jump into Scars of Honor when it does come out. Skyforge, I played it. Dog shit MMO. Definitely could not recommend it. Maybe D tier. I think F tier is a bit harsh for Skyforge, but I get it.
hated Skyforge, revisited it multiple...
ClassBusters announced within a week, but you have to give up kebab permanently. Easy give up. I give up kebab. I love kebab. I'm Turkish. Kebab is my lifeblood. Kebab is everything, but I give up kebab for Classic Plus.
times over the years, never had a good time with it. Star Citizen, I still have not gotten around to trying Star Citizen.
$1 billion. $1 billion. That's Star Citizen. A Billy. With a capital B. Yeah, no, if you let me do it, Star Citizen's going into F for $1 billion and the game's not released yet.
Even though it's been playable in alpha for many years. Maybe 2026 is finally the year that I do a first impressions on Star Citizen. Guild Wars 1, I'm going to say positive. I played it.
Guild Wars 1, I played it a long time ago, and my memories of it are good. It's a worse Guild Wars 2, but it's a better game in different regards, so I'd put Guild Wars 1 in like B tier.
A few years ago, and I remember enjoying my time with it. And recently, Guild Wars 1 Reforged has popped up on Steam, which is like a remastered version of the game. So that could be worth checking out soon. City of Heroes, I never played this back in the day. It got shut down, but now there's a officially licensed private server for it called City of Heroes.
City of Heroes is a really good game. It's like DC Universe online, and a fun game. Could have been a much more better, much more amazing game, but it's just simply what it is. City of Heroes is like a B tier game. Culturally impactful, but not a great game. Not bad. It's like, it's good. Like, I can't knock the game, but like, I gotta be real about it.
Homecoming might be worth checking out, but never played it before. Maple Story, positive overall. As far as 2D side-scroller MMOs go, I find the combat to be quite fun. Like grinding the mobs, the classes are interesting, it's charming. It's left a big mark on the MMO genre. Halia, cozy MMO where you just do like life skills and gathering, build a house. Very good MMO to play for couples. And I had a good time with this when it released last year. I'm going to put it as positive overall. Mortal Online 1, I've never played that one. Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, I did a first impressions on this about a year ago, and
Palia, I played with my wife, very mid-game. I couldn't really say Palia was a bad game. I wouldn't put it in B tier. I would definitely put Palia in C tier. Maple Story, B tier, easy, understandable, nothing to say about that. Ultima Online, B tier, doesn't make sense, should be an S tier game because of what it did culturally or before your time. So putting Ultima Online in B tier is kind of a shitty take. Pantheon. I so want Pantheon to be good, but Pantheon is a C tier game.
I think my overall thoughts leaned positive from memory. I quite enjoyed the sense of exploration and progression. Anvil Empires, upcoming MMO 2025, made by the same developers as Foxhole, so I'd imagine that this is also going to be quite a successful one. Rise Online, Dog MMO, modern take on Knight Online, very bad game from what I remember, F tier. Bellatorus, another upcoming MMO in 2020.
I actually made a video about Bellatorus back in the day, but Bellatorus is not for me. I think it's gonna be like Lost Ark, or it's gonna end up being like Throne and Liberty, an Eastern MMO that has the potential to be amazing but falls short of Western ideals and standards.
6, as is Monsters and Memories. A lot of people are very excited for this one.
I am excited for Monsters and Memories.
Seems like a true EverQuest spiritual successor. Bitcraft Online, I'm going to say negative for this one because the combat was horrendous. Basically just go out in the world and build a settlement with other players and like do a lot of AFK stuff. Didn't really enjoy my time with this one. Hopefully it gets better with updates. PSO2 New Genesis.
Bitcraft Online C tier, but I haven't actually played it, but based on what I've seen, C tier.
Another one, kind of negative.
Haven't played
Bit
it.
of a boring game. I remember not enjoying it too much. Star Wars The Old Republic, probably the best theme park sci-fi MMO.
S tier.
Fairly solid combat, a good mix of PvP and PvE.
For me personally, S tier. In regards to actual gameplay, B tier. The story is S tier. It's the best story in any MMO, hands down. Easy, no competition. Easy, clean sweep.
Good player housing. For me personally, I'm not a huge sci-fi fan, and I'm not super invested in Star Wars, but I'd say I feel positive about it overall. Brighter Shores, I'm going to say negative, made by the creator of RuneScape. However,
for being the creator of RuneScape, he did not make another W. I'll put it like that.
I cannot think of a single reason to play Brighter Shores over RuneScape 3 or old school RuneScape, so I just don't really see what purpose this game serves. Rift is definitely a C.
Rift is like other people's WildStar. Rift was incredibly fun on launch. I remember playing Rift like a decade ago. A really, really good game. But like every other game that died trying to be a WoW clone or a WoW killer, Rift just did not hit.
D tier MMO for me. Riders of Icarus, we're going to put in
F tier.
D tier. It's not as bad as the games in F tier, but probably not good enough to be in C either. Fellowship, not really a true MMO.
That's not even an MMO. That's literally a Mythic Plus simulator from Retail WoW. I actually had a lot of fun playing this, but I wouldn't call Fellowship an MMO whatsoever. It's a good game, but it's not an MMO, so I don't know why that's there.
It's trying to be, which is a WoW Mythic Plus style experience. I think it achieves that. I think the game successfully does what it sets out to do, and I had a decent amount of fun with it when I played it last time. Blade and Soul 2, F tier. I hate that the sequel to Blade and Soul was a bloody mobile autoplay game that they tried to say is like a PC cross-platform.
Any game that is mobile and PC for the most part is not a good game. Almost every single time it's been a failure. Now don't get me wrong, old school RuneScape pulled it off, and I know a couple other games have been... Old school RuneScape is on mobile if I remember correctly, yeah. Yeah, it is. I know a few games have pulled it off, but for the most part, if it's a mobile MMO, and they put it on PC, it's ass. If it's a PC first, mobile second, it can be good, but that's very rarely done.
Not really. It's basically a pure mobile game that you can just play on PC. Star Wars Galaxies, a lot of people have fond...
Star Wars Galaxies is S tier, but Star Wars Galaxies is before a lot of people's times, mine included. I have played it, but I didn't actually get to really enjoy or dive into the game.
Memories with this one, but I've never played it. You can still play it with private servers though. Black Desert Online, I'm going to have to put that definitely in positive.
B tier.
The combat of BDO is...
I would put it in... For me, I would put Black Desert Online in C tier. Just the combat and the character models, S tier. But everything else about Black Desert Online is like D or C tier. So overall, I would say B tier checks out, but I would put it at very high C tier.
Best action combat in the MMO genre to this day, in my opinion. And I played the crap out of BDO from 2016 to 2018. Basically ruined my life. Always a fun game to revisit. Definitely has a lot of problems, but A lot of fond memories of BDO, positive overall, I'd say. Inferna, basically a modern take on Metin 2, I'm going to say negative. DC Universe Online, I'm not a huge fan of superhero MMOs, but the combat was pretty fun from what I remember.
D tier or
I'll
C
put that
tier?
in C tier. Allods Online, WoW clone, popular in Russia, D tier. Velarine, a new indie voxel MMO, looks pretty cool. I want to try this one. I discovered this on my indie MMOs video. And the same can be said for K-Tram,
I haven't heard that one either.
2D RuneScape inspired game, which
I swear these names sound so wonky. Hey yo John, jump on Bim Bam. It's like Beedron. You remember Beedron? Bim Bam is just like Beedron. You're gonna love Bim Bam. Bim Bam? Nah, we don't gotta play Bim Bam, we gotta play Blumdom. Nah, man, you gotta get on the Dungron. So much better. Y'all are playing the normie games. Y'all need to jump on just Mongolian throat. What the fuck are these names?
A lot of people were saying good things about. Both of these I haven't played yet, but I would like to. And finally, Dark Age of Camelot. I have played
S tier, doesn't work well in the modern time frame. Before your time. Is this the new one or the old one? Wait.
Played this game, however I haven't played it enough to give a proper opinion on it. I never got to do the mass scale.
S tier for what it was meant, what it did for back in the day, but in the modern time frame, dog shit game for modern standards. But for what it was, beyond phenomenal back in the day. Just doesn't do well modern wise, chat.
PvP, which is what the game's all about, so I'm also going to put that in never played as well. As you can see, I haven't ordered these games within the tiers yet, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time organizing them in order of which one I would rather play over the other within each tier. So I've vaguely organized these games within the tiers now based on the order of which I would rather play them, but honestly that could change based on my mood, like how I'm feeling on the day. But one thing's for certain, I feel overwhelmingly positive about OSRS, very positive about these two, positive about all these games, mixed on all these games, negative on these ones, and very negative on these ones. So, if you look at the tier list like that...
Sad as after a 30-second hype trailer by you, I'm more excited for Bim Bam than any other upcoming MMO.
Then it's pretty much it, I'd say. At the beginning of this video, I mentioned it could be...
I mean, honestly, valid list. I have several things I disagree with in regards to Lazy Peon's list. Like, WoW being on the same tier as Dragon's Dogma Online. Apogia putting fucking Throne and Liberty above Elder Scrolls Online. Where Winds Meet being this high. GTA Online being here. Star Wars Old Republic being below Terra and Albion. PAX Dea being in the same category as Retail WoW. Like, there's, you know what, I'm just gonna leave it at that. There's a lot of things wrong with his list, but across the board, I get it. I don't agree, but I get it.
Be interesting to see how the AI would try and objectively rank all of these MMOs. So let's try and do that out of pure curiosity. For the AI tier list, I asked ChatGPT how it thought it should approach this in an objective way, and it decided to come up with a weighted scoring system that measured different MMO aspects like combat, content progression, player population, and monetization fairness.
So let's see the final list. Scrolling through.
To make an objective tier list using a scoring system out of 100, this is the results. Maybe you agree more with...
So S tier, EVE Online. What? I mean, yeah, I said it for the autistic map creators. Yeah, the autistic Excel spreadsheet lovers. Checks out. A, Ashes of Creation being an A is diabolical. Everything but Ashes checks out to a degree. In B tier, honestly, the AI didn't do a bad job. ChatGPT honestly kind of nailed it to a degree. It did a better job. Yeah, it did a better job than Lazy Peon. Definitely did a better job than Lazy Peon's list. Some things are off here, but for the most part, yeah. I think this is better than Lazy Peon's list.
The AI, then you agree with the my tier list. You have to let me know in the comments. But AI put Final Fantasy 14 as number 1, Guild Wars 2 as number 2, OSRS as number 3. I feel like a lot of people would probably agree with that. EVE Online is number 4 though. Okay, that's an interesting one. The further you go down this list though, the more baffling some of these get, but that's what AI thinks. AI tier list versus Peon tier list. Which one's it going to be? I feel like a few of you might pick the AI one over mine.
Yeah.
Because I am very particular in my tastes. But that's going to do it for this video. I hope none of you take it too seriously.
I mean, it's a fun
These
video.
videos are usually crazy in the comments. People going nuts, but it's just a bit of fun that I like to do at the end of the year. And yeah, let me know what you would change about my tier list, or maybe if you agree with me in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I hope you all had a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.
You know, I gotta at some point make my own video like this and just actually grab every MMO and make my own tier list, because I get a lot of his points, but I need to like sit down one day and do like a 2-hour video breaking down every single MMO for like 5 or 6 minutes so I can give a full in-depth breakdown. Now, it's a good video by Lazy Peon. I get it. Easy clicks, easy views. Overall decent. So, you know what? Fair play to you. Fair play to you, my man.